Hello, hello, hello. It is coffee time, where we look at the news. Oh, a bit parky again. Maybe put the heating on, but you know, until the geopolitical situation improves. Yeah. I've not looked at the news this morning, so this is all news to me. Is there a good start? It's not very good. Scottish news. Should we Scotland? Apparently, according to the Daily Mail website, the SNP goes into meltdown because Humza Yousaf, who's the current leader of the SNP, has announced plans to hike the taxes because there is a 1.5 billion shortfall in the in the Scottish government finances, and so he's going to create a new tax band. So they reckon next week's budget they're going to introduce a 44% band from April, which could be applied to Scottish earnings between £75,000 and £125,000, and which will be where the 47p top rate kicks in. So yeah, and this is Yousaf's attempt to balance the books because he's frozen council tax and there's a shortfall. But senior figures in the party and Scottish economists are warning that tax is already higher in Scotland than the rest of the UK, and they reckon that we could see an exodus of Scottish people to south of the border. What? We need to build that wall, a big beautiful wall to keep them all in there. I thought they wanted independence. You see, look, this is what's going to happen if and when you get independence. It's going to get very expensive for you up there. But yeah. Meanwhile, the Conservatives up in Scotland have accused him of trying to tax his way out of trouble. Well, that's because he's not got any money, and and yeah, it's all happening for him. And here he is the leader of the SNP going, "What you talking about, Willis?" That's an obscure reference, and this is what the current tax schedule looks like north of the border. So yeah, we expect to hear a lot of Scottish accents from next year as everyone comes south. Meanwhile, are you a landlord? Have you got problems with your tenants? Yeah, maybe you got somebody who hasn't paid. Well, check out this fella. He knows how to deal. He uses a chainsaw to just cut his way in. Look at that. Hey, there you go. That's how you do it. That's Samuel Leeds. He's a millionaire property tycoon. I've always fancied myself as a slum landlord myself. But yeah, it shows him cutting through a door and with the caption stating, "Today I had to evict someone out of my property with a chainsaw. If they were at a hotel and refused to check out, security would break entry within an hour. My lawyer suggested I send a certified bailiff, but I figured it was more fun doing it myself." I'm not sure if there might be laws against that, but oh well. But people on X, you'll all be doing it soon. You'll all be doing it. They didn't like it. They weren't a fan of his heavy-handed techniques. And one wrote, "Go through legal route for eviction. That's what intelligent people do." Well, you certainly wouldn't want to rent a place from him, because you never know when he's going to come through the door with the chainsaw. Yeah? Meanwhile, we have a dirty doctor news. This is Dr. Purbindal Pal. That's a big old name. There's a lot of There's a lot of letters in that one. That's just his first name. Why can't he be called Christopher? Perbindabau Grewal. Here he is. Right, has been banned. Been banned for treating patients for a year. Right. Why was he done? Well, it was heard at the Medical Practitioners Tribunal Service in Manchester, where he was found guilty of misconduct. And this was due to charges relating to his behaviour towards a woman known only as Miss A. Right. So yeah, he was suspended for a year and avoided being struck off. But it was heard how he travelled with his lover to a travel lodge, which is a chain of you probably call them motels in America. The hotels, they're a budget chain. I mean, classy. If you're gonna treat a girl, take her to a travel lodge. That's class, that is. Especially if he is a wealthy surgeon, as he's described here. You think he'd up the game a bit, wouldn't you? You know, get her juiced up. Maybe she gets juiced up with the feel of that cheap travel lodge linen. I do not know. And he bought Class A drugs from the dark web. That's nice. And during their romantic liaison, he slapped and choked the woman, pulled out clumps of her hair and threw her on the bed after he booked the room at the hotel in Portsmouth in the hope that he would have rough sex with her. He's the kind of doctor that doesn't warm his hands first. Do you know that? The woman who'd met Grohl for on a dating app for rich men, I wonder if they've got a dating app for losers like me. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Was said to have been left in complete shock following a horrific sexual encounter in 2019 and fled the reception in tears with her hair in disarray and red marks around her neck. She then received a text from him in which he said he didn't know what he would have done as he wouldn't have been able to stop himself, adding, I wanted to you whilst holding your hair down and slapping you. Lovely fella. This guy knows how to treat a woman. So yes, he's a consultant in vascular and endovascular surgery at Southampton General Hospital. And he enjoyed taking unnamed Class A drugs that he'd purchased via the dark web for most of his free time. Some people have nice hobbies like, I don't know, collecting stamps. Philately, isn't it? Philately. You know, or collecting guitars. Remember, winners don't take drugs, folks. And but yeah, Miss A eventually reported Grohl in the October of that year. This was following a text exchange in which he told her, been on it since Saturday, just got to work, not slept since Friday night, I'm surgeon of the week, when can I you? He's a lovely fella, isn't he? But Grohl insisted his abuse of illicit drugs was for weight loss and appetite suppression rather than for recreational use. And he said he'd usually drink the unnamed drug with milk or water rather than snorting it up his nose. And he said he's now quit drugs. Here he is. Here he is losing weight. Very unsuccessfully. Well, I've never heard. That's the greatest excuse ever. Well, Your Honour, I only took the drugs to lose weight. I think we're stupid. Fucking idiot. He's a dirty pervert drug taker. So he dodged a bullet. And so, ladies, if a wealthy surgeon offers you to take you out for a meal and a bit of slap and tickle at the Travelodge, you might want to ask him to up his game and take you to a Premier Inn instead. Oh dear, sorry. Oh, I shouldn't laugh. The poor woman. Oh dear, I mean, crikey. Meanwhile, foodie news. an Italian restaurant in London, the Bottega they write these names just to make me fall over my tongue. Bottega Prelibato in Shoreditch are banning carbonara. No more carbonara. It's off the menu because customers are going in there demanding that they add cream, mushrooms, and chicken to the dish. They're telling the restaurant how to make the dish. They've got some cojones. The restaurant in Shoreditch say they're not going to compromise on their quality and authenticity by making adjustments to their traditional Roman-style recipe, which consists of egg yolks, pecorino cheese, guanciale, and black pepper. And they have announced this on Instagram in a post dubbed Carbonara Gate, where they have more than 2,800 followers. And they said, we're proud of our recipe without cream or any other additives. However, we also understand that not everyone shares our taste for this classic dish. Some of you have asked us to add cream, mushrooms, chicken and other ingredients to our carbonara. Some said it was too salty. Others said it wasn't creamy enough. Good decision, bad decision, we don't know. You can tell us in the comments. However, one thing we do know is that we respect your preferences, but we're not willing to compromise on our quality and authenticity. And so, no more carbonara. And this is, I must admit, this is from the actual restaurant's website. It does look tasty. I don't know, even if they're doing it wrong, that looks tasty, but all plays havoc with me diabetes. It would all not good. Meanwhile, health news. This is concerning, I think. Yeah, there's been up in Dalton School in Huddersfield. There's a public health warning after 2 children contracted hepatitis A. And the school said they put out a statement saying they're working with local health authorities to prevent any further spread after pupils in year 1 and 2 contracted the disease. And pupils and staff at the school have now been offered hepatitis A vaccinations as a precautionary measure. Meanwhile, the school head teacher Ian Richardson has told parents not to worry. It'd be hard not to, wouldn't it? Absolutely bonkers. But yeah, they put out a statement and said these children now out of incubation offer zero risk to other children in the school. But yeah, last year, UK Public Health Chiefs noticed an increase in the number of acute hepatitis cases in UK children aged 10 and under. This is an interesting one. Between January and May, nearly 180 youngsters fell ill with an unusual form of the liver disease. Hepatitis A is a viral infection of the liver. You get it, it's spread like a regular. It's very different to hepatitis C, which is spread blood to blood. Usually through, because there are 3. But there's hepatitis A, B, and C. C's the really bad one. I think there might even be a D as well, which is not often talked about. But yeah, symptoms include mild fever, jaundice, joint and muscle pain, feeling and being sick, diarrhea, loss of appetite, stomach pain, dark coloured urine, and itchy skin. Similar symptoms you get when you watch too many of these. Yeah. It's listed as a notifiable disease under the Public Health Act 1967, and it's a legal requirement to report any case to the public health authorities. Well, there you go. And there's been an uptick in hepatitis A cases. I did not know. It's the first time it's been mentioned, I believe. What else have we got? Potholes. Pothole news. Is it the return of the penis pothole man? No. We're going down to Devon. Drivers in Devon have submitted claims that they may have the worst potholes in the country. Apparently, they've made claims of more than £1 million for vehicle damage caused by potholes over the last 8 months. And the council have paid out less than 5% of the claims. That's not good. A total of 966 vehicle damage claims have been submitted to Devon County Council since April, with the value totaling £1.1 million. And that's an average of £1,138 per claim. And of that total, the council have only settled £48,000 worth of claims. This is work done by Councillor Frank Lech. I think he did a Freedom of Information request. He said the figures showed that 28,801 reports of potholes have been made by members of the public in the financial year alone, and the council has identified 1,505 potholes for repair. That is a big shortfall, isn't it? So yeah, look, this is in Buckfastleigh in Devon back in 2020, where they turned it into a little recreational swimming pool. There you go. It's the local Lido. So yeah, Devon, worst place for potholes. I don't know. Well, it's improved since they tarmacked Hillyfields. It's very good, very good. So yeah. So Devon, worst potholes in England. Of course, if you know different, climb out of the pothole and leave a comment in the comments box below. But you never do, so it doesn't matter, does it? Doesn't matter. No. What else have we got? This is, we're going to Ealing in West London. Who remembers Ealing, missus? We went to university. Well, it wasn't a university. It was a college of higher education. Then it was a polytechnic. Then it was university. I went to all three. I did the triumvirate. What was that all about? Yeah, but we're going to Ealing in West London for this clip, and I've got to time it properly because it's a sudden one, but it's a funny one. And here we go. Are you ready? Boom! Oh, let's watch it again. I do like watching cyclists hit things. Sorry, I just don't like cyclists. But the question is, who do you think was in the wrong? Well, the bus wasn't moving very fast anyway. So it's obviously the cyclist. It's always the cyclist, isn't it? Meanwhile, I don't know what you call this, movie news? Possibly. Apparently there's a sequel to Chicken Run out at the moment. Chicken Run Dawn of the Nugget. Is that real? Is that the title? Has it gone straight to Netflix? I know that they've not used a lot of the. I don't think Mel Gibson's doing the voice for it this time around, is it? No. But anyway, vegan activists have claimed that the film would turn kids off of meat. Dawn of the Nugget. Sorry, I don't know why it makes me laugh. Is a sequel to the original movie, which was dropped, 23 years ago now. Sees thousands of hens being kept in a stupefied state in a Bond villain-style huge chicken processing factory. Right. This is it's called Funland Farms Theme Park, the idyllic place where chickens find their happy endings in a nugget. But yeah. So yeah, the vegans have said that. Sorry, I've just got a hankering after some nuggets. Said that kids will be put off by nuggets because of the cute chickens. They're not real chickens. They're made out of plasticine. They're not real. They're not real. They're not real chickens. But kids said no. The kids, when asked, young filmgoers at Greenwich Picture House told the Mail Online that they will carry on eating the crispy treats, and good for them. Good for them. Saul Alvarez said of the film, "I liked it. My favourite part was when the chickens broke out, but I still like chicken nuggets." Listen to Saul. He knows what he's talking about. His friend Oliver piped up, "I thought it was funny, but I'll definitely still eat chicken nuggets." Meanwhile, Bella Hall said, "I preferred this one to the first. We don't have chicken nuggets often, but I still eat them." Because in the first one it was pies, wasn't it? They was being put into chicken pies. Oh, now I fancy chicken pie. Alfie Hall added, "My favourite character was the chicken who knitted, Babs. I feel a bit bad, but I still like chicken nuggets, so I'll probably eat them." And Isabel St. Amour added, "The film was really good. I still like nuggets." I think there is a message we're getting here that nuggets good. So there you go. The vegans lose once more. You just can't beat a nugget. Sorry. There you go. So top story that. What else have we got? Could do testicles. Oh, what the hell! This brings together a number of stories we've talked about this before, because at the moment there's a court case still going on about the Eunuch Maker website where people paid to watch via subscription. I think it's a subscription site. Men having their plums excised, removed. That's the best way. But they've done a little feature here about the Nullo cult, and they describe it a bizarre and growing cult where mostly male members cut off their own genitals and sometimes their nipples. Many opt for a smoothie. It's the procedure that leaves them with a fully smooth groin, and more than half of these people use amateur cutters, doctors or vets, to do it, or some of them even do it themselves. And again, one of the most famous members of this group is Mao Sugiyama. We did cover them. He had his little Mao and testicles surgically removed back in 2012, and then he staged a dinner and served them. He served them to people for dinner. Tasty. But yeah, Romanian hotel worker Ion Cunca admitted taking part in castration by clamping as part of a plot where procedures were live streamed on a website called the Eunuch Makers. And this is, remember, never trust a bald man with a beard. Never trust them. They're all weird and perverted and disgusting. But hey, whatever turns you on. It always reminds me of the guy I used to work with who was part of the Spanner Trust. And they were a group of gay men who liked to hammer nails into their genitals. Tried to get me into it. I went, no, sorry, not my thing. I'll pass. I'll leave it to you. I dodged that bullet. But yeah, the Romanian admitted conspiracy to cause grievous bodily harm in relation to two modifications when he appeared at the Old Bailey. This goes back to that case. Nathaniel Arnold, Jacob Crimley Appleby, Damien Bryans also removed body parts for alleged ringleader Marius Gustafsson and are due to be sentenced on January 12th. We're going to come back and find out what they got. We know that they ain't got their bits. We know they ain't got that. But apparently, it's estimated there are 10,000 to 15,000 nullos worldwide, though the true number's unknown. Well, it's not something you brag about, is it? I suppose. It takes balls to no, it doesn't take any balls at all. But yeah, they spoke about their experiences. One man named William decided to spend the money to do it in a hospital. He said, the risk of something going wrong is extremely high. Also, I don't wish to look like Frankenstein at the end of the procedure. No, you want to look like a Ken doll from the Barbie range instead. That can't be good, can it? Meanwhile, Benedict, who's a castrated vicar, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? That kind of makes sense. Gets away, all temptation is removed. Says it's nowhere near as weird and difficult to try to become a eunuch now as it was 30 years ago. Yeah, it's a lot tougher 30 years ago. There was a lot of stigma. He said, now we have doctors who don't even blink when you say you want to remove your testicles or add a vagina. I never saw this coming. There's a joke in there somewhere. But yeah, and I mean, it's a big court case, that one at the moment, the Eunuch Maker court case. So yeah, it's a thing, isn't it? We'll have to wait out. Wait, see these more. Oh, there was that thing I saw last night. I wanted to show you. I'm gonna have to find it because I showed the missus. Putin. It's our mate Putin. If I can find it. So I don't know if I. Yeah. This was the utterly bizarre thing. You know, we had the Putin's kind of address to the Russian people at his end of the. I've got to find. Oh, I can't find the story I found. Where is it? Here it is. I found it now. During this address that he made, he actually took questions from an AI virtual generated version of himself. And during this little skit, he joked about the many body doubles that are out there. We know that there are I mean, even there, that could have been a body double, couldn't it? And he said, "Oh no, one of them was his twin." He made fun of it. But can you imagine any other world leader, right, as part of their address to the nation, doing a little skit with an AI-generated version of themselves? Imagine Sunak doing that. Can you imagine that? Or Joe Biden. Joe Biden would probably confuse the hell out of Joe Biden. But no other world leader would be that conceited and arrogant to do such a thing. You know, unless it was part of a comedy sketch. I don't know, mate. I don't know what to make of it. But yeah, AI Putin. But did they make it as mad enough? That's what I need to know. Meanwhile, Met Office has changed their predictions and says White Christmas is off. There's little sign of winter weather on Christmas Day. But they reckon a warm 13-degree weekend is coming. And we are still on flood watch. So you got to watch out. You got to watch out. Meanwhile, medical news. This does it say where is? Where's it come from? This comes from BMJ Case Reports, and it was shared by ophthalmologists at Wayne State County in Detroit and Harvard Medical School. Right, so I guess it's from the US, and it's a story of a man who went for a routine eye checkup. Right, he'd been suffering. Well, he'd suffered an injury while gardening in the late 2000s. Right. It doesn't say what the injury was. It says a penetrating injury. It doesn't say what or where or how. But he didn't think anything of it because over time, the pain went away. Right. But he had diabetes. Oh dear, that's unfortunate. And had an eye check. I have one every year, which is it's lovely. And the test immediately showed nothing wrong with his eyes. There was nothing wrong. They couldn't find anything. But when they examined his eye further, I've got to zoom in for this because it's not a very good picture, unfortunately. They noticed a tiny splinter lurking there in his eye, and there is it from a different angle. And this tiny splinter, they reckon, had been embedded in his eye for 15 years. Yeah, they discovered what they call a foreign body traversing his cornea. It was a 3mm wooden splinter. The unidentified man in his 30s is thought to have lived in Boston, Massachusetts. And in the journal, the experts called the case remarkable. The team said most cases are detected and managed promptly after injury. They often cause significant pain, redness and tearing and serve as a nidus for infection. Nidus? What is that? That's a good word. I like look at that. What does that mean? Nidus. Nest or breeding place. Oh, okay. It can be somewhere bacteria or other organisms lodge and multiply. or another meaning, a place where something originates or develops. So nidus, it's the nidus. You come here, you learn words. I'm going to learn you good. However, in some instances, the foreign body may be asymptomatic and can remain undetected for an extended period. But I didn't confirm if they removed the splinter, because it can be very difficult because it's a delicate location. So there you go. Be very careful. Be very careful of the eyeballs. What else have we got? Oh, let's just refresh the page. Just trying to see if there are any animal stories. Let's have a look. Still looking. Oh yeah, got some funny animal photos. We could do that one, but I'll have a look just to see if there's anything else. Guys, I'm pretty just scrolling down. Sorry, guys. No, I think we can do it. I think we can do it then. Meanwhile, well, actually, we got an update to another story, because do you remember we did? There was Jimmy Tarbuck got done for driving the other day, and there's more footage if it will work, because Daily Mail website's gone a bit weird on me. Come on. He wants me to learn piano. I don't want to learn piano. No, I don't want to learn piano. I can barely play the guitar. Yeah, it's some more this is more footage of Tarbuck running amok. See? Look, there he is, look. That's from a different angle. Yeah, the woman whose car was destroyed has accused the comedian of driving like a madman. Yeah, he smashed into Iris Moulton's blue Corsa Elegance in May while driving his 2-litre Lexus in Combe Garden, New Morden. He dragged along the side of Mrs. Moulton Corsa in dramatic CCTV footage. We've seen it from the opposite side of the road now. And he just drove off. She said Mrs. Moulton, who's a carer for her husband Reginald, who suffers from MS, said the fact he did not stop is appalling. I thought possibly his licence would be taken away. One neighbour said he was driving like a mad person, and when he hit the car next at the top of the road, he nearly flipped over. I was glad I was not sitting in my car, because I might not be here. She added that Mr. Tarbuck has not been in touch since the crash, and she was forced to pay £7,000 from her savings to buy and insure a new car after the incident. Oh, that's a shame. And she reckons that Tarbuck had got off lightly. She added, the result in the court hearing was nice for Tarbuck, but I've been pushed to one side. I'm the victim, and I had to go into my savings to buy a new car. Obviously, he had no thoughts about what had occurred and whether anyone was injured. It caused me a lot of stress because I look after my husband, and I use the car to get around to the shops and social occasions. So there you go. I think Jimmy Tarbuck should do the good thing and give her the £7,000, shouldn't he? He's good for it. He's good for it. Anyway, let's do the animal story. We've got funny funny animal pictures. Yeah, Europe's zookeepers have been getting together to share some of the funny pictures that they've taken of their wards. The first one is Sagro, the Barbary macaque, who lives at Colchester Zoo. There you go. He's got a lovely smile there. And this is a red panda at Five Sister Zoo in West Lothian. I think they're playing hopscotch. I'm not sure. Leapfrog. I don't know what they're up to, but this is two white rhinos at Colchester Zoo. And this little fella is a dwarf mongoose at London Zoo. Here's a badger. Blossom, living at the British Wildlife Centre in East Surrey. And that's Rodriguez the fruit bat. And he lives in Sheffield. He likes to hang around upside down, of course. And that's Mantu the howler monkey. He looks a serious chap, doesn't he? He looks like he knows how to... I like his beard though. It's almost as good as mine. And he's chowing down on some watermelon there. And Arctic wolf cubs. This is at the Knuthenberg Safari Park in Denmark. Oh, he's a handsome chap. Snow leopard at the Highland Wildlife Park. And that's Bellatrix, the black hornbill, at the Bird World in Farnham. And ring-tailed lemur, again at Five Sisters Zoo. Now, is he shocked, or is that his natural look? And that's a gren-crowned crane called Kwanzaa at Clevedon. And Asham Frishton, the Eurasian lynxes at Drusilla's Park in Sussex. And Eden Wilmot took this photo of Little Miss Baby, a harbour seal pup at Natureland Seal Sanctuary in Skegness. Well, they're not Europe's. It's mainly the UK's. I was expecting more from Europe. Anyway, we'll end it there. I think we've had a good run. Let's see if there's anyone in. There's 8 people in. Simon says, I can lay bricks. I make my way to the wall, indeed. And Renee's in. But very... No one watches this. It's a load of rubbish, isn't it? It's like, oh crap. Someone watching. So yeah, I'm just gonna contest the ad suitability on this now, because every one of these is hit with a limited monetization because of due to content. So I'm gonna just contest it now, I think. Anyway, thanks for watching. That was the news. Killing the channel one video at a time. It's the end of the week. Have a good weekend, those of you who are watching. Those of you who aren't, go and get stuffed. When to go and get stuffed, the stuff get going. Simon says, we like it. Just it's a tiny little, only a tiny amount. Need more. So yeah, have a good weekend. And we'll do this all again on Monday, I suppose. If there's any news. Might not be any news. So drink it up.